What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 120. And we start today's episode off with a brief look at the top scorer charts and the assist charts in the Serie A. Right now, as you can see, Ivan Toney is still leading the way in his hunt for his fourth straight golden boot in a major European league with 16 goals on the board, one clear of Joel Linton with 15. And in the assist charts as well, he's also top of that as well with 15 assists in 14 games. Look at the stats Ivan Toney has put in this season. 16 goals and 15 assists in 14 Serie A games. It is safe to say that Ivan Toney, throughout his career in this series, has been amazing, but this is the form of his life. Right now, no one could stop Ivan Toney, even though he has 5 back-to-back blanks in the Serie A, and he's the main reason why right now we sit top of the table, 4 points clear of Inter Milan, but we do have a game in hand on Inter as we head into the first game of 2 in today's episode, as we close out 2024 with games against Parma at the Stadio Olimpico, and then unbeaten Inter Milan away at the San Siro as well. So yeah, first game of today's episode on the back of our big win against Monaco by 3-0 in the midweek game, where we rested our entire team for it. Welcoming Parma now, and looking to extend our winning run in the Serie A to 14 wins in 15 games. And just 11 minutes in, we had the first chance of the game as Parma surrendered possession cheaply. Fernandes wins it back, finds Orsolini, first time Berber spin, and a clinical finish from Ricardo as well. And whilst we can talk about Ivan Toney this season as being our best player, which of course he has been, no doubt about that. When I said it last season, when Ricardo went down, our season kind of collapsed. This guy is just so goddamn good, and what I love about it as well is that it seems like whenever Orsolini scores or Ivan scores, these two just celebrate together. They're always the first to run to each other and celebrate. They just have such a great partnership. Such chemistry is good between these two. And they just play some wonderful football together. And in the 22nd minute here, as Toney backheels to Ricardo, he beats his man with a Berber spin, then the ball roll, feeds it into Ivan and sets up his bro, who finesses it in, and his sort of mini goal drought, if you will, is over. Roma 2, Parma 0, another goal for Ivan as he extends his lead at the top of the top scorer charts in the Serie A. And again, look at this celebration, the first man to run towards him, Ricardo Orsolini. When one of them scores, you best believe that the other one is going to run straight towards him and give him a big warm hug. So Roma 2, Parma 0. What a start for Roma, and like we've seen all throughout the course of this season, we don't start games off slowly this season. No, we get straight into it and look to get early goals. So leading by 2. However, Parma would half the deficit a few minutes later, and what a goal this was as well. Diego Roland, the Uruguayan striker, with a fantastic finish there from range. There seemed to be no pressure, but he didn't need any kind of help whatsoever. Finessed it into the top corner, gives Pau Lopez no chance, and it's Roma 2, Parma 1. And in the 62nd minute here, a great chance to make it 3-1 even. Diaz sent forward, but a great save with the goalkeeper there, kept it at 2-1 as we continue to hunt and look for a third goal. Lovely piece of skill by Ricardo here, was just showing off at this point. Couldn't get a shot away, but Zaniolo finds Toney. It's off the crossbar. Great stop by the goalkeeper with fingertips there, and he claims the rebound as well. How he failed to score during that manic passage of play, I've got no idea, but it was still 2-1. However, even though Parma had half the deficit, I never really felt in any kind of danger that we would lose any points in this game, because these two were still on the pitch until the very end and playing a superb game between them. Ricardo Orsolini with another assist for Ivan Toney, rolls it through, and Toney with the prancing bird celebration smacks it in, makes it 3-1, and ensures the 3 points are in the bag. Orsolini and Toney, what a partnership these two guys have got. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, at some point we will leave Roma, and I'll tell you this right now, we know Toney and Shaw are coming with us, but Orsolini is coming as well. What a display from Ricardo there, absolutely superb. But as we head out of the game, as you can hear in the background, the Champions League theme song is playing, and that marks what we know, and that is that the draw has just been made for the Champions League last 16 draw, and I could not wait for this. Last season, of course, we were drawn against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City in the last 16, and we thrashed them at the Stadio Olimpico on our way to reaching the semi-finals after getting through Chelsea in the quarter-finals. This year, in the last 16 of the Champions League, Roma have been drawn against I don't even know what to say anymore, guys. I really don't. Directly after the Parma game, the draw was made. And I did the training, and I went into the news screen, and it's Chelsea again! It's Chelsea again! We faced them in the quarters last season, and of course we beat them, and we faced them in the group stage last season as well. We're playing in Italy. Yeah, this is going to be the fifth and sixth time we face Chelsea in 2 seasons. Are you kidding me? I mean, the first leg's going to be in mid-February, sandwiched in between games against Sassuolo and Hellas Verona, and the second leg will be at the Stadio Olimpico, sandwiched in between Chievo Verona and Atalanta on the 11th of March. But I can't believe it. It's Chelsea again. How do you avoid these guys? I said jokingly last season, I said, you know what, we could be playing in Brazil or Argentina, and in the Copa Libertadores, we'd probably get drawn against Chelsea in the semi-finals. I just said that as a joke. I genuinely mean it now. I honestly mean it. We could be playing in the Copa Libertadores, and I guarantee we'd get drawn against Chelsea in the knockout stages. We literally can't avoid them. They are everywhere. It is just absurd. So we'll have another classic battle against Frank Lampard's young Chelsea side in the round of 16 in the Champions League. Last season, of course, faced them in the group stages and then faced them in the quarters on our way to reaching the semi-finals. I feel confident we'll be able to get through, but they are our rivals. They would have been our main rivals throughout the course of the series so far. So it's going to be a great battle regardless. I'm looking forward to it. But seriously, Chelsea again. We can knock them out in the round of 16, and I guarantee they'll probably get drawn out of the hat in the quarterfinals again. It's just absurd. Anyway, for the second and final game of today's episode, it's the big one as we take on the only undefeated side left in Italian football, Inter Milan, away at the San Siro. Right now, just a few points behind us in the race to the title of the Serie A. It's the final game of the calendar year, and we want to close it out with another win to extend our streak. It's a huge game, but it's a big task against the undefeated side. It's Inter Milan away at the San Siro. Forza Roma. We're still about Moise Keane, but since his absence, we've not exactly been struggling. Diaz is looking quite good down left-hand side, and in particular, Tony and Orsolini have really stepped up in the last few games. And here is one of those two on the ball right now. Oh, they are just inseparable. Inter Milan 0, Roma 1. Tony doing his best Anthony Joshua impression, and Roma lead 2 minutes in. If one of them gets the goal, you can bet your bottom dollar the other one's got the assist. Ricardo to Ivan, a better love story than Twilight. And number 9 with a finish. He's going for another 40-goal season and his 4th straight golden boot. These two together, they are just unstoppable. 1-0, 3 minutes in, and we're unstoppable. I just love these two so much, man. I really do. And, you know, whenever we leave Roma, whenever that happens, I'll tell you this right now. Orsolini is coming with me. You know, Tony and Shaw were coming with me from Sheffield United. I'm not leaving Ricardo at the Stadio Olimpico. He's coming with me. And can I just give like some props to Ollie Shaw right now as well? How good has he been this season? As Diaz is away from Vallejo, and there's a chance for a second. There's white shirts in the middle, and Tony's on the edge. And I totally cocked that one up. Bloody hell. That should have been 2. Barriela looking for space. Oh, Paulo Lopez. Very good save there. And Inter still trailing by 1. They're the only undefeated side left in the Serie A, so they certainly won't want their first loss to come here. Sure, what a brilliant piece of committed defending. Heads that corner away. Still leading by 1. Impressed by our defence so far, but with Shalov in their team, who's the 3rd highest scorer in the Serie A, we know the threat Inter possess. Paulo Lopez, another good save, still 1-0. Oh yeah, control that one. There we go, mate. Lovely first touch. Got out of the sky. That's like when we used to play football in the courtyard in school. Boot the ball up in the air. How's your touch? Still leading by 1. 15 minutes to go until the break, and right now feeling relatively in control. As Tonali slides Diaz down left-hand side, and Shaw. Oh, Ollie Shaw this season is really stepping up. Sandro Tonali doubles our lead with 13 minutes to go. It's another assist for our number 3. And speaking of stepping up, after rupturing his ACL last season, Sandro, what a season he's having this year. It's 2 for Roma. Inter's undefeated start to the season might well be ending here. And the boys from the Stadio Olimpico are showing no mercy once again. Shortcut to the cross. Sandro keeps his composure, drills it into the far corner. corner. Inter Milan 0, Roma 2. A bit of a slight concern. Zaniolo just went down a moment ago, and I've just noted he's still holding his shoulder, I think it is. I don't think it's too significant, but I might take the captain off because we're leading by 2. This is the final game of December for a couple of weeks. And yeah, he's not going to run it off. So I think I'm going to take Zaniolo off in a minute and make sure he's okay. Great ball, Wan-Bissaka, Tony. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! The boys have done it again. Wonderful Roma move. Inter 0, Roma 3. Ivan to Ricardo. And the top 2 for assist makers this season combined for our third. Wonderful move from Roma. Wan-Bissaka to Tony. And Tony this season, talk about a more mature player. Doesn't just blast it. Knows Ricardo, his bro, is arriving. Repays him back for the assist he got in the first half. Rolls it across. What a Roma team we've been this season. 3-0. Inter's undefeated start is over. Our winning run extended to 13 games. And Zaniolo's just giving the captain's armband to Sandro. As Antonino Barai is going to come off the bench now with half an hour to go. Not that we need goals anymore. We're leading by 3. But I want to get more goals. I want to remain ruthless. Oh, Barai right off the bench. This tall lad is going on an absolute tear. Oh. And that's the one thing he's not got, a clinical finish. And all we've got to do is keep training it. We are training it. It should have been 4. Oh, Barai, what a goal it would have been. So we're coming towards the end of the game. Roma's run is going to continue. Our win streak extended to 13 games in the Serie A. A massive victory here. Inter Milan, the only undefeated side in the Serie A. That is over today at the San Siro. Nobody can stop this Roma team at this current pace. Oh, sure, what a ball. And Barai coming in. Just couldn't keep it down. I think it might have deflected off Joel Matip. It did, so corner for Roma, but unbelievable performance once again. And oh, Romagnoli! Romagnoli's first goal since returning back to Rome makes it 4 to the visitors. And it's another demolition job against one of our title rivals. 3-0 win over Juventus, 5-1 win over Milan, and tonight at the San Siro, 4-0 over Inter, who were undefeated heading into the game. Romagnoli took the armband. I thought it was Sandro when Zaniolo comes off. And he's back at the Stadio Olimpico. And he's got our 4. 4-0 Roma, points in the bag. As if they weren't in the bag already, of course. But what a victory for Roma. And you can see what it means with the fist pumps on the pitch. 4-0, and the scarves are raised in the away end. The same score as in the Coppa Italia final. Roma's winning run continues. We remain top of the table. Inter's undefeated start is over. And for this Roma side, well, I'll say this right now, who can stop us at this current pace? We are unbeatable. When you construct a new squad, sometimes it can take players time to click and gel, and sometimes it can take time for managers to lay down their philosophy too. In the first season, it was all about getting to grips with this Roma side. It's safe to say we're in full control now. 4-0 the final score. Our free-scoring, attack-minded football is just looking unstoppable. Everyone deserves man of the match today for an amazing performance where nobody played poorly. Both Orsolini, Tony and Tonali all got a goal and assist each. Great to see Shaw get another assist and Romagnoli score his first since returning to the Stadio Olimpico. 4-0 the final score, and Juventus have just been beaten by Fiorentina at home as well. So the lads from Florence have done us a massive favour there, and that now means as we close out the calendar year, Roma are 7 points clear of Fiorentina with 52 goals scored in 16 games. It's a new season, it's a different Roma, and we are looking firm favourites to win the Serie A this year, so long as we don't choke it away. Destiny firmly in our own hands. For that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. We'll find out the extent of Zaniolo's injury in the next episode and open a January transfer window too. So a fantastic day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.